Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham is one of India's premier top-ranked universities which focuses on transforming lives through learning, research and innovation. The university was established 19 years ago in the year 2003 and has made significant achievements in a short time. Education for life, education for living. Amrita University is guided by the thoughtfulness of our Chancellor, Amma, who laid down the philosophy of education for life by placing equal stress on education for a living. It is this vision that led to the establishment of a vast network of educational institutions that provide modern education while imparting the traditional values. While the pursuit of academic excellence forms the core of Amrita's success, it also undertakes the responsibility to shape the whole character of youngsters with love, care and compassion. The university is headquartered at the foothills of the Western Ghats in Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu, and has 5 other campuses spread across South India in Amritapuri, Kerala, Kochi, Kerala, Bengaluru, Karnataka, Chennai, Tamil Nadu, and Mysore, Karnataka. The university will soon launch its new campuses in Amravati, Andhra Pradesh, Faridabad, Delhi, NCR. Our inspiration, a renowned humanitarian leader and spiritual leader, Amba is the Chancellor and guiding light of Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham. Amma's concept of education, stress on research and commitment to instilling universal values have come together to shape Amrita into an institution where the latest achievements and discoveries combined with compassion and service-mindedness. As Amma said in 2010, when the State University of New York presented her with an honorary doctorate in Humane Letters. Rankings. The multi-campus, multidisciplinary research establishment is ranked as 5th best university in India 2021 by National Institutional Ranking Framework, NIRF. We have also been accorded the status of Institute of Eminence, IOE, by the Ministry of Education, Government of India. A testament to our pursuit of excellence is the NAC A++ accreditation score, the highest possible. NAC accreditation measures universities for excellence in curricular aspects, teaching, learning and evaluation, research, innovations and extension, infrastructure and learning resources, student support and progression, governance, leadership and management, institutional values and best practices, global impact and international collaborations. Among the private educational institutions in the country, Amrita has entered into MOUs and collaborations with more than 450 leading universities around the globe. Students also benefit from our relations with industries and interactions with top management of multinational companies. These collaborations facilitate student exchange programs, student visits, industrial training, and project guidance under reputed corporate entities. Placements. Placements at Amrita have always been best in class, with students usually having more than 1 job offer. Some students have up to 3 job offers by the end of their course from reputed MNCs, be it engineering, management, life sciences, arts or sciences. Amrita is a place where the world's best companies look for talent. More than 200 companies visit the campus every year, and the average salary offered to our students is 5.8 lakh per annum. Meanwhile, the highest package offered is 56.95 lakh per annum, and the highest stipend for internship is rupees 80,000 per month. Amrita's Technology Business Incubator, TBI, is a non-profit supported by the Government of India that funds, mentors, and nurtures ideas by startups and entrepreneurs. It focuses on developing innovations in the areas of information technology, cybersecurity, networking, social media, and more. The TBI startups have obtained multiple awards and recognition, both from India and across the globe. Till date, TBI has incubated more than 75 startups and mentored 216 startup ideas with 0% loss from investments. It funds up to 1 crore rupees per startup and has opened up many more funding options through its partnership with venture capital firms and angel investor networks. Amrita TBI is one of the only 6 incubators selected to be world-class under Niti Aayog's Atal Innovation Mission. Campus life. A home away from home. At Amrita, we believe in a holistic approach towards our students' development. To augment students' classroom learning, all campuses provide students with digital and central libraries, quiet study centers, seminar halls, e-learning studios, computer labs, and campus-wide free Wi-Fi. The university encourages both indoor and outdoor sports and games, and there are world-class swimming pools, gymnasiums, stadiums, and games arenas. Various clubs cater to the artistic and scientific minds of the students. If you look around all of Amrita's campuses, you will see the prevailing educational environment is in communion with nature. The sand, the seas, and the sky define the backdrop of these temples of learning. It vibrates with an energy of togetherness and encourages us to live in harmony with everything around us, including a unity within ourselves. This setting is suited to instill both learners and the learned with the courage and wisdom to face the challenges of life. The campus at Etimane is considered India's most picturesque. It is like an oasis in a desert. What started out as a barren landscape underwent a miraculous transformation through the university's tree planting project. Today, there are more than 1 lakh trees growing there, the most extensive collection in number and species on a university campus in South India. The Live-in Labs program originated from Amma's idea to bridge the rural and urban divide by sending university students to remote villages in India to understand the everyday difficulties faced by people living there. The program is designed to be a multidisciplinary real-life learning experience offered to both international participants and Amrita University's faculty and students. The lab's objective is to expose youths to day-to-day problems faced in rural communities with a 2-week to 6-month periods of live-in internships in Indian villages. It also aims to inspire them to dedicate the knowledge and skills they acquired at university to help develop practical, cost-effective solutions to the challenges faced by the villages. Researchers at Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham partner with senior scientists at world's leading research universities to innovate new ideas and invent new products, applying existing technology towards solving some of the world's most pressing problems, from disaster management to assuring access to education and the management and cure of diseases. This effort reflects in Amrita's national and international research rankings. India's first UNESCO Chair on Women's Empowerment and Gender Equality. Empowerment through Innovation and Technology. The Center for Women Empowerment and Gender Equality is a research-focused academic center for promoting gender equality and fostering women's empowerment with a special focus on using technology and other innovative methods. This center will offer diverse courses in key focus areas, pilot radical ideas, and collaborate with leading universities and institutions. The Amala Bharadam Campaign, ABC, Clean India Campaign was a program pioneered by Amrita, aimed at improving public health and restoring India's physical beauty. The project was launched in 2010 during Amma's 57th birthday celebrations, and through this campaign, volunteers undertake periodic cleaning of roads, markets, temples, government offices, and hospitals. As a part of this campaign, garbage was sorted and either recycled or properly disposed of. Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham, along with Kerala's Prisons and Correctional Services and Tamil Nadu Prison Department, initiated Amrita Yoga classes and IIM Technique meditation sessions in 2018 to address and transform the physical, mental, and emotional health of prison inmates. Our goal is to teach yoga and meditation techniques to help the prison inmates become more self-aware. They learn to breathe with awareness and manage emotions through these exercises. Ours is a changing world. It needs people who can adapt to change, with minds that can expand and include change, and yet hold human-friendly values that can withstand all changes. Which is why the world needs education that shapes the minds of these people, and which is why the world needs Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham. Education for life, education for living. A university where future is driven by imagination. Experiential learning creates diverse opportunities, where industry exposure and international partnerships help you sail. Come, start your journey towards success with Amrita University.
There's a place where the best minds come together, work to end inequalities, work towards transforming lives. This is a place recognized as one of the world's best universities. This is Amrita, now ranked among the top 100 universities in the world and ranked #1 in India. Amrita University.
There's a reason why we pick up the highest grades nationally and internationally, year after year after year. That reason is you. Now, with an A++ accreditation from NAC and consistent rankings among the top universities in NIRF, Amrita, we get recognized because you must.
Good evening. I welcome you all in this pleasant evening to yet another event in the Great Amrita Alumni Conclave. I'm proud and happy to welcome Ms. Kartika Nair, our alumna from 2022 batch, to this event. Ms. Kartika Nair is an electrical engineer by qualification, and she went on to work as a deputy manager in the global sourcing team of Reliance Retail. She then joined MBA, specializing in operations and marketing, securing second rank with a 9.35 GPA and a silver medal. She even published a paper during her stay with Amrita School of Business, and she went on to join Silicon Lab as a product manager in the IoT hardware team. I welcome Kartika today to talk uh, about product lifecycle management, the work that she is doing currently, and also to help us a little bit on how to prepare for placements after MBA. Kartika, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Sure. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we do.
Okay. So, as ma'am told, I'll be speaking on product lifecycle and customer engagement, both B2B and B2C businesses. I will also be I'll be giving some of my experiences regarding how to prepare for placements. That will be done later after this presentation. So the things that I would discuss today is product lifecycle stages with real life examples. I'll be explaining those stages by using some examples, real life examples, which I have faced. Then I'll be discussing on the marketing strategies and customer engagement. All these would be based on the B2B and B2C. So let us start the product lifecycle management stages. So first of all, the first thing that comes into picture is I'll be explaining first regarding the B2C market. So when it comes to starting a product lifecycle stage, the first thing is a concept stage. Now, how do we know that this is the concept that everybody requires in the market? So first of all, there are 4 methods, 4 techniques that you use to know whether this is the right technology or not. The first technique that you can use is going to the marketplace. If you go in Mumbai, I can say it is Lohar Chaul, wherein you get the distributors come together and they will decide on these are the prices for each of the parts that is being used in each of these products. And there you understand, in that market, you get to know what is the current product that needs to be in the market, what is the pricing for these products that should be there in the market. That is one thing. Then you could do is the secondary research, that is by searching on Google that what are the current technologies that people are looking for, what are the current concepts that are there in the market in use, currently in use, or it is just emerging. So then you can get those ideas and bring in your concept into the market. After that, after this stage, then you can say that you can either, these two are 2 techniques. After that, the third technique could be you can see your competitors. You can assess your competitors. Looking at their website, you can understand that what are the products that they are into, what are the products that they are bringing in. And based on that, you can bring in your concepts. You can bring in new concepts to the market. You can see what are the areas where your competitors are not into, and there you can bring in your concept. After which, these are the 3 stages where you can use. The 4th one is very interesting. You might have, when you join a company or when you're working with a company, you might have few of your vendors who are working with you for different products. You can ask those vendors whether they have, what are their opinions of the concepts, or what do they think of this concept being into the market. So that is where you can get into this concept. After the concept stage is the development stage. So in the development stage, what happens is now you know what is a concept. And after that, you need to decide. In the development stage, what do is you decide on who all can do this product or make this product for me. who all are capable enough to follow the guidelines of the company, yet prepare a good and accessible and affordable product for me. When you go for a B2C market, it is always a mass market that you want to target. Okay, so that is where in the development stage, you decide upon 4 vendors or 5 vendors. So in that, those are the potential vendors who can create these, who can convert your concept into the product. So that is the development stage. Now, the development stage is the prototype stage, wherein you ask the vendor that, okay, now you told me that you gave me a list of products, that a list of images that you could do. So show me the prototype of this image. It could be either a working model, or it could be just a dummy model wherein it is not working, but by the aesthetics you can understand that, okay, the PCB that they had, the PCB that I had told them to use has been used in this model, yet it is accessible and it is usable by the customer. So that is the prototype stage, wherein you get to see the touch and feel of the product, and then you understand that, okay, this is suitable for the market, this is suitable to be used by the customers. So that is how the prototype stage works. Now coming on to the next stage, which is the launch. So in the launch, basically what you do is you announce, like Samsung does. If they want to bring in a new phone, they announce that, okay, we are bringing in this type of a phone. So be mindful and see that this is our USP. So go and purchase it when it gets launched into the market. So the launch is wherein you tell the customers that I am bringing in this product. So with the USPs, you tell them. So that is how the launch stage works. So these are the 4 main stages where now you have, once the prototype is finalized, then those 4 vendors are, you just take off the 3 vendors and you select 1 vendor who can give you an affordable and who can give you an aesthetically pleasing model, which customer will purchase, are looking forward to purchase. So that is the one way wherein you have reached to the launch stage, where you have a vendor, you have finalized the vendor, you have finalized the product, and as well as you have finalized a pricing for that product, the MRP or the RRP, whatever that is. Then once you have this product, the next stage is the manufacturing stage. What do you do is you tell what is the minimum order quantity that you want your vendor to manufacture. Now, when this product is in a concept stage, you're bringing a new concept into the market, you will never order those in lakhs. The quantities would only be minimum, so that you do not pile up an inventory later on, which will be very difficult to get rid of. So we do not want that burden on us. So that is why we'll be mindful that I have 4 main distribution centers, or centers where I want to send this products to. And from that place, I would be distributing it to my stores. So that is how the warehouse, you have 4 warehouses from where you will distribute your products to the store. Also, you need to be mindful that you should not order so much less quantity, so less that you're not able to fulfill even your stores. So it should be known to you that when you're deciding a minimum order quantity, you should always look how many places. I have 4 warehouses, north, south, east, west. I have chosen one of the warehouses in each places. From there, I want to get it to, if there are 3,000 stores you want. So what is the minimum order quantity that you should procure from your vendor? So that is how the manufacturing stage works. Now, this stages, these 5 together is called your NPD, that is your new product development stage. So you have brought a new product, you have manufactured the new product, and it is in the warehouse of your vendor. Now you might think that how is it in our control whether we are having the total control of the product or not? We are having the total control of the product when we are giving, even though the vendor is preparing the sample for us, the vendor is giving us their design, the vendor is manufacturing it. Where do you take the control is wherein you check the quality. So when I was working in Reliance, there were 3 levels of quality that we were checking. So the first level was witness testing. What is a witness testing? You go to the vendor and then you check that how is the product that they said are matching the specifications or not? Are the product up to the mark or not? If it is not, you will if there are so many mistakes in the product, it is of no use to bring that to the market, because afterwards it will create a lot of burden, because there is a service that is coming into picture afterwards. So you need to check. There is first level testing, is a witness testing that we do at the vendor's end based on the specification that they have given for the product. Whether those specifications are met or not is decided from that. Then the second level of testing is at the lab. So when you choose a vendor, you always choose a vendor who knows the market. You can never choose a vendor who doesn't know what are the certifications that is required in each of the country. If you're bringing a product to India, if you do not have a BIS label on it, if you're bringing a product or say a mobile accessory, you're bringing mobile accessories from China to India, and if that product does not have BIS, it will get hold in custom. The customs will never pass that product on to you. So that is one thing. So you are always aware that the vendor knows about the market. So then what you do is, so that is where you, once the certification comes into picture, you will select a lab. A lab is a certified lab is being chosen, and some of the samples from the vendor's end, suppose for BIS testing, it is almost 15 to 20 samples which are being sent from a vendor's end to the BIS lab where you test those, and the BIS labs gives a certification report wherein they say, okay, your product is certified BIS and it is good to go into the market. So that is the second level of testing. The third level of testing is in our office itself. That is a preliminary testing that we do, as the earlier company, that is where I was working, Reliance, does not have a manufacturing office or a testing lab. We test the basic things which a customer sees, like the aesthetics or the voltage and the current level. So when you ship the product also, if the product is getting destroyed while it is getting shipped, then there is no use. So there are standards for that too, that these are the carton boxes that needs to be used, or from this much height, if it gets dropped, then your product should not be destroyed. So all these things are taken into consideration, and 3 level of testing is being done. The testing depends, it changes from companies to company. So that is dependent on company, whether they want to go for 3 level testing or a 4 level testing, however it is, they can do it. So we have reached a manufacturing stage. Now from the manufacturing stage, the next stage is distribution. So earlier, while talking to the vendor, we might have set few standards wherein we want an FOB to be done or an exports to be done. So based on that, the vendor will ship the product. Once it comes to the product, once it comes to our port, your vendor's responsibility is over if you take an FOB. So vendor is not, once it gets shipped from the vendor's warehouse, your vendor's responsibility over that product is done. Then it is your responsibility to take care of that product. And then what happens is your product has reached the warehouses, 4 warehouses, which I had mentioned. 4 warehouses it has reached. From there, you distribute it to your 3,000 stores or how much ever stores you have. You distribute it based on the numbers. Once it gets distributed, and the distribution is also to be done in such a way that now we are talking about the product which is in the concept stage. We are bringing in a new product into the market. So the customer does not have much of an idea what is this product. It is totally new. So what do is we distribute in such a way that where the population is more, we give more materials over there. And based on the area, we reduce the number. Because we do not want, as I mentioned, we do not want inventory to pile up. So we distribute mindfully, seeing that, okay, if a customer comes to this place, Mumbai, then we distribute in that place. Or customer comes to Noida, we know that this store is, they get more number of customers. So we place in more products over there. So that is how the distribution is done. After which, what you do is you then the stages of using the product. The customers are using your product. Your product is brought to use. So once the customer starts using the product, obviously they will get some or the other mistakes in it. There will be some or the other errors when you use a product for some quite a time or something, quite an amount of time. You get some sort of errors in the product. So then what comes into picture is the service. When customer calls for issues, you have to resolve the issues. For products like, as I'm talking about the mass market, products are generally have 2 types of warranties. It is either a repair warranty or a replacement warranty. Generally for small products like power banks or adapters or earphones or headphones, we generally replace the products. And for the larger appliances like AC, TV, generally it is a repair warranty. We don't replace the product until and unless it is totally not working or it has many errors or issues in it. We replace the product. Otherwise, it is under a repair warranty. So that is how you take care of the service. Now, after all this is done, even though you're mindful, even though you're bringing in the product with the minimum order quantity kept in mind, still there could be a chance of inventory. So what do you do of that inventory is you give buy one, get one free, or else you bring in offers. Like if you buy a SIM, you will get a 499 power bank with it. So that is how you place your product which are not in and which are in inventory. And when it comes to the product which had already been returned, now I said that there are product which has a replacement warranty. Like if a customer does not like your power bank, if it is not working, if it is not charging within 8 hours or how many hours it has been promised, you change it. Or else if the battery is not properly, it has got bulged, then it is a danger. So then you replace that. What do you do with this? So except for the battery, you can recycle all this. You can use the housing in some, you can melt those housing and use it in some other products. You can use the PCB in some other products, because it is not just one power bank, one type of power bank that you're using. There are different power banks that is being used. So you can use that for a different power bank, or else you can use it for a power adapter based on the function. So that is how a recycling of this is done. So this is regarding the B2C market. Now you will think that Whether I need to start always from a concept stage, no need to start. Whatever product which I mentioned, earphones or headphones or uh, what do you say, Type C charger, micro B, Type C cable, micro B cable. These all does not require any concept to be done. It is already there in the market. So then what you do is you compare your customers and bring in the product. There, from what you do is you directly go to the developing stage. From the development stage, you get when you select the vendor. From the vendor, you get a sample, and from there, these all products need not require any launch because these are there in the market. You need not announce that, oh, I'm bringing in Type C charger. People will ask, why are you launching this? It's already launched in the market. So what you do is development stage. From there, you bring in a prototype for your reference, how it looks or how it works. You understand that. And from that, you select a vendor who gives you a package of all this, and then you go directly to the manufacturing stage. So that is how you can play with the product lifecycle management in a B2C business. Now, coming on to a B2B business, the company which I'm working right now is a B2B. We create chips, ICs. So in a B2B, as it is not a mass market, your B2B is never a mass market. Your B2B is you have a chip, you want a customer who is apt for that chip. You cannot say that everybody come and buy my chip. It is not possible. And also, what is the difference between a B2C and a B2B is here in a B2B, your customer and yourself, the supplier and the customer both knows end to end of the product. So that is how a B2B works. So then in a B2B, the most important stage is the NPD stage. They are developing. So here what we do is we are more focused into bringing in more and more new things into the market. Our IoT is booming, right? IoT is emerging slowly, steadily. It is already capturing our lives. So we are bringing in more and more, we are looking for more and more technologies that can ease the life of human beings. So that is how it is done. So that is why when a B2B market comes into picture, here the NPD plays the biggest role. So what do you do is same as B2C, but what is done over here is in the concept stage is the most researched stage, because here your hardware team, your software team, the marketing team, everybody comes together and check whether it is a Bluetooth or a Wi-Fi or Zigbee. Should we add all these things together and bring in a chip so that these features could be added onto that chip? So all those things are searched in the concept stage. There you do not go to the market to see. There you know that this product is to be given to the customer, because you know whom you're targeting to, whom you want. If you're making a chipset for a smart watch customer, you know whom to sell that. So that is one thing. Once the concept is known, then you go to the development stage. In a B2C, what happens is this could be a very quick stage, because because products are already there in the market. Customer knows the vendor knows what to be done. Vendor creates and gives. But in a B2B, what happens is you have a concept, you have to create, because a chipset. Now here we are the vendors who are creating chipset for different companies. So what happens is the development stage gets much more tougher, and it takes a lot of time. It could be years. It could be a span of 2 years you're bringing in a product, right? 2 years you are developing that same product, after which you get a chip. based on your silicon availability and so on, because it is a semiconductor industry. There is a lot of fluctuations that are going on. So then you bring in the chip. That is your prototype, which has features in it which are not. There might be a lot many features. You can have a Zigbee, you can have Bluetooth, you can have Wi-Fi in the chip, but need not be that all these are functional in that chip. You have to add, you have to activate each of these. If you want a Zigbee, you have to activate that. If you want a Bluetooth, then you have to activate that. It need not be, even though the functionality is there in the chip, it need not be functional as such. So then you give this prototype to the customer, that is another business who is preparing a smartwatch. I gave that chip. Now the customer will create a product based on this chip. Now the customer will keep will build a product around this chip. They will add technology, they will activate those, they will create more apps onto that. All these things are done onto the IC. So everything is done around that, and then they create a product. So that is how a prototype works. And then launching of this, generally what happens is when you launch a product, you launch it into the, like, you can go to like Samsung is releasing their phone, as I said earlier. They will launch that saying that, okay, this is the product. And how do you launch an IC? In exhibitions. You can go to different exhibitions where different companies come in, international exhibitions. So there what you do is, there you tell them that, okay, we are coming up with new ICs. That is how you launch an IC. The once the customer, that is your company, the other company, uh, gives you a confirmation that this is the thing, you manufacture it. Then you manufacture it. Once you manufacture it, you give it to the customer. That is your distribution. You need not distribute it to different stores. You have to distribute it to the customer. That is your distribution. You have to give it to the customer. So that is done. Once that is done, then what you do is, then the use is done by your company, the other company who is creating the watch. Now, when I said that the prototype might be just, what do you say, it might not be something which is very final. When they create a product, it might be that they are adding on things onto that chip, and they might feel that, okay, this is okay, this is good to go. But then when they start using with the final watch, everything is ready, your watch is ready, and then when you use it, you might get bugs. That is the time when we need to step in. And there is a different company uses different technologies, different apps or tools like Jira or Confluence to address the issue, and then the issue is being fixed by us, and then it is being sent on to the customer. And the recycling part is like, you can use it in different other, you can use this chip in some other product, or you can add on things and give it to some other customer or something like that. So that is how your product life cycle management works in a B2B business. I've given it with real life scenario examples. Now coming on to the marketing strategies. So first I'll be talking about a B2C. In a B2C, as I said, that we target a mass market when we are looking into the products like TV, washing machine, a fridge, or mobile accessories. Everybody is using. So it is a mass market. So then what do you do is, I'm bringing in a headphone, which is very, what do you say? It has Disney characters into it, and it looks very funky. And so what do you do? Then your segmentation would be younger generation. That is your segmenting. You are selecting the group of customers who will buy this, who will be your potential buyers going forward. Then targeting. How do you target? So when I'm bringing in a character or a Thor character I've placed on my headphone, then what I do, the targeting would be college students or the students who or the people who have just started joined the a company or so. So that would be my targeting. That would be my potential customers. So that is how you target. Positioning is how you place the product in front of the customer. You tell them that, see, I'm bringing in, this is a glossy finish, and these are my USPs, which is different to your competitor. So then, and I'm bringing in with such a cheap price, but still not compromising in the quality. So then the customers will go ahead and choose your product. That is how you position the product. Now, when you come on to B2B, what happens is same thing, but then when I said segmenting, I'm creating a chip which is applicable for smartwatches, which is applicable for lighting, which is applicable for your street lights, all those. So that is, so whoever, whichever company uses that is my potential customer. Then how do you target that? How do you target that you want to target only this customer? So when you use a type of silicon, now we can say if it is a 1.4 silicon or a 1.5 silicon that you use based on, and you're having a low power IC, then you go for smartwatches rather than going for a street lighting. You go for a smartwatch vendor and or else a home lighting vendor. Oh, sorry, home lighting customer. So then you give that chip. So that is how you target a customer, wherein you know that your chip is capable of doing everything, but you cannot give it to every customer. You have to customize it and give it to one customer, which is your targeted customer based on your functionalities that you're offering. So that is one. That is your targeting that you do. Now, positioning is you're telling your customer that, see, I'm bringing in, you're telling your customer that, see, this is the capabilities that this chip has. You're pitching in the product to the customer, and they know. And here what is happening is you have to be very mindful. They are getting different orders. They might get an IC from a different vendor, an IC from you, an IC from some other vendor. So then you have to see that what you can give. This is the smallest that can come in the market. This IC is the smallest that can come in the market. That is how you pitch your idea in front of the customer. So that is the difference between a B2B and a B2C. Forward, the customer engagement. So now here, this is the most important. This is where companies spend a lot of time. When I said that there is a product lifecycle management, in the product lifecycle management, if you want to earn revenue, the customer is the person who gives you that revenue, who brings the company that revenue. So you have to, as we say, customer is the king. So you have to take care of your customers. So when I say that I'm bringing in a new concept, I cannot bring a product out of the air and send it to the customer or give it to the market, saying and tell the customer that you buy this product. Nobody would buy until and unless they feel that this is a product to buy, or they feel that, okay, it is useful to buy this product. Only then the customer will buy that. So you need to know the needs of the customer. As I said, in B2B also the same thing happens. I can give 10 things into that same IC, but if the customer doesn't require that, then that is of no use. So you need to know the customer. Then you bring in, then once the customer uses, he said that they will face issues. No product can be flawless. They will face issues, but then you need to prioritize the customers. So then there could be that in B2C, this problem doesn't happen. Everybody is okay. But in B2B, you will see that if 3 customers are coming to you and shouting, saying that, oh, your product is not working, this is the bugs that I'm getting, fix it. How do you prioritize? You might have a tier 1 customer, a tier 2 customer, a tier 3 customer. Tier 1 customer is the customer that gives you a lot of revenue. Based on that, you will prioritize the work. So that is how you resolve the customer's issues and give them a product that they require, which is with less flaws. I will never say it is flawless, but with less issues in that. And then, as I said, if I'm bringing a new product, I always take into consideration my existing customers as well. It will never be, I'm bringing a power bank into the market, I'm bringing an adapter. Next, I'll bring an adapter into the market. The power bank customers also should buy the adapters. That is how you should uh, see to it. Like, you should always take care of the customers. You should always build that relation with the customer in such a way that your customers will come again and again and again to you. So that is how you these are the customer engagement. How do you do a customer engagement? So this is the most important thing when it comes to any business. So that is it from my side. And then now coming on to how did I prepare for the placements? So the one main thing that you could do while you're preparing for the placement is based on what I experienced was whatever company comes in, you cannot keep one resume. You have to have some tweaks in that resume. If, like, when I sat for Silicon Labs, they had a requirement that they were into IoT. So I had worked in IoT. Even though I had worked a bit into IoT, still you can add that. And you can highlight saying that, okay, I have worked in IoT integration earlier. So that is a plus point. That is how you can keep adding things to your resume. You should never keep the same resume in each company, for each company, based on, you should not add something which is not there. I will never suggest that, but you should always see that what does that company needs, whether I have that, whether I've done some courses on that, whether I have studied on that, something like that, so that you can add one point saying that, okay, I have an experience on this as well. That will be a plus. Then when you sit for any placement, study about the job role that is given. That means if you're sitting for a product marketing role, not just to know about what are the responsibilities of a product marketing, you should know what all things are done around that product marketing roles. And you can prepare, not fully, you cannot prepare fully, but as much as you can do, you should do. Then what could I say is, you should see what the company, you should know about the company. What are there, if it is a product based company, you should know what are the products that they are bringing in, um, what are the basic things that the company is doing, what is their revenue, or so on. Some important things that you feel, what are the tools that they are using, which is pretty much available in the website that they give, so that you can know, so that you know something about the company when you speak, when they ask you a question that, tell what do you know about the company, or what was so fascinating about the company that you wanted to sit for it, you can add that points to it. Then what would I say is, you can go ahead and see whether what do you say, if you want to sit for a certain company, you need not be very you need not answer, if you're sitting for an interview, you need not answer all the questions. You might not know every answer, but if you're not able to answer any question, tell them upfront, or take 2 minutes to think. Still, if you're not getting the answers, you can tell them. There might be scenario based questions which are not in your hands, even if you prepare about a product marketing role or a product management role or any role, financial role, any role which you go. If you get a scenario based question, that is not in your hands. So if you get the answer quickly, if you're able to think that, then think and answer, but don't ponder upon that answer. Just don't sit on thinking and just telling them, okay, wait, I'll tell that. Need not do that. If you do not know, you do not know, because everybody knows that none of uh, us knows everything. So it is fine to not know some things as well. So need not worry, and you can go ahead and give. So calmly, you just need to prepare from your side whatever you can prepare, and then you can go and give it calmly. There is no other things you need to worry about. Whether I'll get or not, that is secondary. You have done your part, that is enough. So that's it from my side. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Kartika. It's it was really a proud moment when we switch roles. And now you become the teacher and I sit and listen and learn from you. It's such a lovely switch of roles. So
Thank
proud
you.
of you, really proud of you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Yeah. Before I ask my question, I have a couple. There is a question that from the audience,
Okay.
which is this: what all do we learn in operations MBA program? There is this Mr. Anand Ashok who had asked this, and this is one part of the question. The other part of the question is, what are the job opportunities after this specialization?
Operations. Okay.
Yeah. First one is, what do we learn in MBA Ops? The second one is, what are the opportunities? So
Okay.
over to you, Kartika.
Sure. So first question, what are the things that we learn in operations? So the first thing that you learn is how, as I mentioned, one thing is the most important thing is how do you manage the inventory? The next thing you learn about is to know how many orders you want to place or how many orders you should process going forward. You need to do a forecast for it. So you learn that in operations. Then you learn what are the now in companies, the most important thing that you use is agile manufacturing, lean management, agile management. There is, so in Silicon Labs, they use an agile way of managing. So these all things you learn in operations, which are very, very useful when you come in the industry, when you join a company. And other things you will gradually learn when you start working on it. So that is one thing. The next question was, what are the job opportunities? So the first thing that comes in my mind is what I'm doing is a product operations as well. Even though the tag of this is product, even though it had come for marketing role, but what I am doing right now is a product management. So product management, what do you do is you are managing the operations itself. You are like coordinating the product lifecycle management comes into picture, which is a part of product operations. So then what you do over there is you have to coordinate with different stakeholders. That is the most important part. Then you have to take control of these things. Also, you when you learn operations, you understand the importance of how do you manage logistics, because you can get one of the opportunities is also the logistic management, which was done in my earlier organization when I worked in Reliance. It was a part of it. And then you have new product development role, which again, so when I was working in Reliance, it was also a product management role as well, but then you are doing a product operations in it. So either it could be a logistic management, or else you take a product management, or else if you take what do you say, the new product development of the product. So these all are the things which are coming into my mind, which are the new things, the new emerging opportunities in the market right now for operations, as well as for marketing, you can say, because these two are very much combined. You cannot separate operations and marketing. So it is in hand it goes. So that is what. There is a lot of confusion that happens in my organization, whether it is a marketing thing or an operations thing, but still it goes hand in hand. So there are a lot of opportunities. Does that answer
Thanks.
the question?
Thanks, Kartika.
Okay.
So just to add my 2 cents worth to that question, Operations, because it talks about what all we learn, it is all about processes and setting up a system, designing a system for that value addition and value delivery to your customer, whether you're making a product or whether you're developing a service and selling it. How do you develop a system of processes to create and deliver that value is what you'll be learning in operations. So product development, what Kartika is doing right now, customer engagement, relationship, supplier relationship management, logistics, supply chain management, procurement, lot of process analysis and improvement roles, lot of consultancy roles where you become a liaison to between your client and your technical team, where you understand the client's requirements and then translate them into technical requirements for your team to build solutions for them. So you become very valuable there. So that is one. And Kartika, I have a question for you. You have a work experience of 4 full years, right? After your engineering. And then you decided to join MBA. Good for us, good for you. But I just wanted to know what difference did that MBA make to you as in your professional life? Do you feel any market difference in your opportunities, in your competencies? Did MBA make any difference? Because you were already a working professional. What difference did MBA make is one question. Second question is, you chose Amrita. You chose Amrita to do your MBA. Was there another advantage there? That is another thing that I'm really curious to know from you. Thank you.
Sure. So the first thing, when I started working in Reliance, it was after engineering that I started. So they had put me into this management role itself, like telling me. So I didn't know what they told me that, Kartika, you're into sourcing. So you have to handle the procurement part of it. I didn't understand a single thing what I'm doing. And there was no meaning which was added. Like I wasn't even knowing whether there is a thing called sourcing. There is something called as a white labeling or something. So all these things were new to me. All these things did not make any sense, but still I was doing it. Still I was doing it. 1 year I did. Second year there was something which I learned. Third year I something again which I learned. So learning was going on, but still the clarity of what is it? Okay, when I came into, what do you say? When I searched about MBA and when I wanted to go for MBA, what was the stream that I wanted to choose? At that point in time, I understood that, okay, operations is something which is a thing actually. So it is something which is existing. So it was not, at that point in time, things got to like make sense to me. That is why, that is how one thing it helped me, MBA. Now I have much more, I will never say that the earlier experience is not good or something, but that experience combined with MBA, today I'm able to, nothing is very new to me. Even if they say a new word like NPI, or if they say what an MRD or a PRD, nothing is new to me. I have heard this. I have heard these jargons. I've heard these things in MBA. So much more, what do you say? Things make much more sense when I did MBA, because I will never say this is something which you require when you're in a core role. No. As I was into a management role in Reliance, and when I did my MBA, then coming on to a management role had a lot of difference. Earlier and now, I can understand things in a much more broader way. I can understand the sense of doing business in a much more broader way. I can bring in some new things. I know what is good, what is to prioritize, not to prioritize things much more today rather than those 4 years. So that is how the MBA had brought in a transition in me. Then choosing Amrita, it was actually, I did not plan to choose Amrita because as I was already I have never shifted from Mumbai. So there was a sort of hesitance to me. But then I read about it and people were like so much of word of mouth. It was like people were so confident and no, Kartika, you choose Amrita, you will never regret. And I did not regret. Thankfully, I chose Amrita. And from then it was like, as I said, and it gave me a perspective it added a perspective of doing things, like whether it is operations or it is marketing. It gave a perspective. MBA gave a perspective. Doing it in Amrita also added on to that, like getting some knowledge about every, even though it was a lot of knowledge, lot of information that was given to you, it was never even though you are not able to grasp all the things at one, you were able to grasp a lot of things. So that was very helpful. And then I also had, what is the aspect of business? The business acumen was also increased and got much more knowledge into operations, which I loved it, thanks to Hema ma'am. So that was, so I don't regret coming to Amrita, and I am so happy that I chose Amrita. So it was accidental, but it was really good. Through word of mouth, I had come, and then I had read. After the word of mouth, then I read about Amrita, and then thought of coming in. So that's how it happened.
That's beautiful. Lovely. We are also happy to have you, and we are so proud of you, Kartika.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bear the flag of Amrita really high,
Yes, ma'am.
and all the very best to you.
Thank you,
Hoping
ma'am.
to
Thank
see
you
you
so
here in the campus
Sure,
soon.
sure, ma'am, sure.
Thank you, Kartika.
Thank
Thanks
you,
a
ma'am.
lot.
Thank you,
And
ma'am.
thank you all for your time and patience for watching and listening to us. Have a lovely evening. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.